皆さん、こんにちは. In these videos, I will be introducing you to some kanji and grammar concepts from Japanese 2040, so that you can be prepared to practice them in our Zoom and in-class meetings. Today, I want to start off by introducing a series of new kanji from this chapter. This chapter's kanji have to do with the natural world. We'll start off with the first one here. Yama, which is read Yama. As you might remember, this word means mountain. And if you look at the overall shape of the kanji, you can kind of see how it resembles the peaks of a cluster of mountains. This kanji can also be pronounced sang, and we use it at the ends of names of mountains to mean mount. So you will hear people call Mount Fuji, Fuji-sang. They aren't calling the mountain like Mr. Fuji, they are calling it Mount Fuji. We can also talk about like Everest-san or Kilimanjaro-san. This kanji is very simple to write, just 3 strokes. Let's try practicing them now. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Our next kanji is also 3 very simple strokes. This kanji is kawa, meaning river. When you look at it, you can see the kind of shape of a river. A bit like a flowing river. We write it with 1, 2, 3. Very simple. The first stroke should have a slight curve to it, and then the second stroke is the shortest one. The last stroke is the longest. 1, 2, 3. Next up is a word you might not know. Hayashi, meaning woods. You may notice about this kanji that it's made up of elements that hint at what it means. If one of these parts is a tree, then 2 of them together represents the woods. Just as you might guess, we write the same way that we write mokuyobi no moku. There's just 2 of them instead of 1. So, wait for it to come back to the beginning. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4th stroke is a little shorter than normal, so we can fit them both close together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. So if 2 trees make the woods, then what is 3 trees? When we want to talk about mori, a forest, we want to put the 3 tree kanji together. These 3 kanji are a little smaller than normal so that we can fit them all within the triangle shape. So we start with 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 9, 10, 11, 12. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 9, 10, 11, 12. Last time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so these are our first 4 kanji. Now we are going to deduce 4 more. Also kanji about the natural environment. Our first kanji has 2 pronunciations which we are going to learn today. The first is sora, which means sky. The second is ku. When I put it together with kuki no ki, genki no ki, I get kuki, which as you may already know from 1020 means air. So for this kanji, we start at the top, 1, 2, 3, hook. Below that, 1, 2, flat. Then on the bottom, 1, 2, 3. Once again, 1, 2, 3, hook. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our next kanji also has 2 important readings. The first one is umi, a word we already know. This kanji is also the second name in the name of a part of Japan you might recognize, Hokkaido. We write that with the kanji for north, sea, and road. When we write this kanji, we start with the part on the left. This is called a radical, and it gives us some hint of the kind of category the kanji fits into. This one means water. So it gives us the hint that the kanji has something to do with water, and of course it does. The next part is the same as the mainichi no mai that we have studied before. So when we write this kanji, we start on the left. Give it a minute. We start on the left. 1, 2, 3. Be careful of the direction. The last stroke moves up from the bottom. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hook, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hook, 8, 9. One thing to note about this kanji is that depending on what font you are looking at, it might be a little different. Some fonts will break up the vertical line in the middle. But when we write this kanji by hand in Japanese, the line in the middle, this line, should always be just one connected stroke. Our next kanji is a part of a word you may or may not have heard. Kagaku, which in this kanji combination means chemistry. Kagaku no ka means a change. So kagaku is the study of changes. This kanji is very simple to write. The first part is katakana I, and the second part is katakana hi, with more of a hook on the end. So when we write it, we write 1, 2, then 3, 4 hook. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4 hook. 1, 2, 3, 4 hook. The reason that we learned this kanji is because it's part of our last kanji for today. Let's take a look. This is hana, meaning flower. The part at the top here is another radical. This one means grass or plants, so we see it in a lot of kanji that have to do with small plants. So we start with this radical. 1, 2, 3. And then below we write the same character for change we just learned. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we know the first half of the new kanji for chapter 13. Make sure to practice both reading and writing the kanji. This will help you retain them for the future.